This oddity is the replacement for the well-respected Subaru Legacy Tourer, but since that name is still used in other countries, the Japanese firm had to come up with a new moniker. That's the reason you're reading the Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer review. Just one engine and gearbox on offer, but the weirdness doesn't stop this is one difficult car to pigeonhole. Its rivals, broadly speaking, are mid-sized estates such as the Volvo V60, Ford's Focus estate and the Seat Leon Street. None of those are available with a blend of all-wheel drive, 1.6 petrol engine and CVT automatic gearbox, though. And with the Levorg, that's the only combo on offer. So who on earth is this car for? The firm expects around 500 customers per year will buy one, and they'll predominantly pay cash outright. Leasing isn't a factor here because Subaru struggles to make the finances work, so monthly payments will be far higher than cars of rival size and performance. It's a car for those with cash but no aspirations to stand out, and it's definitely one you can rely upon. Capable, practical and safe under the skin is a chassis shared with the high-performance Subaru WRX STI, albeit with a smaller, lesser powered and thus far more efficient petrol engine under the distinctive vented bonnet. That means it's capable in terms of handling, but it's also a practical car with many clever features. Its boot is huge with a low loading height and flat floor. There are lots of safety systems installed and the new infotainment system borrowed from the bigger Outback takes pride of place in the cabin. Not great on fuel or tax, but there are drawbacks too, especially in terms of running costs. With a 1.6-litre petrol engine pulling such a large car, fuel economy is never going to be fantastic in a world of torquey diesels. It's a similar story with tax, because the Levorg emits a fair amount of CO2 as well. Its cabin, while improved, is also roundly outstyled by competitors, even if it does feel like it'll survive a nuclear war. We love the STI-derived front seats, though. So the Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer is a non-nonsense estate with a set of very specific talents. For a more in-depth look at this estate's attributes, read on for our comprehensive evaluation. Performance. There's only one engine and gearbox combination on offer here. It's a 1.6-litre turbocharged petrol engine which is coupled to an automatic continuously variable transmission CVT gearbox which Subaru calls linear-tronic. We found the engine to be very good, with a broad spread of torque considering its relatively diminutive dimensions. It develops 168 bhp, but its 250 Nm of torque is on offer between 1,800 and 4,800 revolutions per minute, so it's very flexible on the road. To get the best from it you'll have to use the paddles behind the steering wheel to change gear, though, because the nature of a CVT gearbox means it takes a while to get going if left to its own devices. This version has 6 steps built into it, so the power delivery roughly mirrors that of a normal automatic gearbox when changing gears manually, but there's still a disconnect between what your foot does and when the car responds. If you're in the mood to drive a little more enthusiastically, there's a pair of buttons on the steering wheel marked S and I. Pushing the S button engages a sport mode, which sharpens the throttle response and quickens the gearbox's response times a little. We found it better to drive like this, but you'll pay quite a penalty in fuel costs. It's an easy car to drive because of the lack of complexity here. Thanks to the fact that it uses petrol instead of diesel, it's not even all that noisy. It's just a shame Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer performance doesn't seem to match the impression given by that big vent in the bonnet. Handling. This is often where a Subaru excels, and there's no exception with the Levorg. It's one of the most sure-footed estate cars out there thanks to the firm's WRX STI, which has lent many chassis parts including an all-wheel drive system. You've got an amazing amount of grip at your disposal, far more than is surmountable during everyday driving. Even when approaching the limits of traction in slippery situations, it's predictable and balanced thanks to the torquey vectoring system, which can gently brake the inside wheels when cornering to prevent front or rear ends pushing wide. It's an agile car too. The engine's layout features horizontally posed cylinders, a Subaru trait, which means it can be mounted lower in the car than normal, so the center of gravity is closer to the ground and the car changes direction quicker than more conventional estates. We found the steering weighting to be very well judged too, with an unusual amount of feedback through the flat-bottomed steering wheel for this type of car. The brakes were better than we expected, with a progressive pedal feel and sharp, but not aggressive, response. There's an electric parking brake and hill start assist on all Levorgs, the latter preventing the car from rolling backwards when setting off on a hill. The standard rear view camera helps with parking, but it would be easier still if you installed the optional parking sensors, which are available at extra cost. A brake towing weight of 1,500 kilograms is high for a car with a 1.6-litre engine. Equipment, with only one trim level on offer from launch, called GT, the Levorg gets a lot of kit as standard. There aren't many optional extras to choose from either. Comfort, with a suspension system developed with compliance in mind, Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer comfort isn't as bad as you may expect. We found the ride quality very good indeed. It's quiet to drive and there's lots of space in the cabin. Our favorite aspect was the front seats, though. They're a new design based heavily on those found in the high-performance WRX STI, so they're incredibly supportive. They're covered in leather and feature heating as standard too. Practicality, as with the slightly bigger Outback, Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer practicality is excellent. The boot measures 522 litres and its slow lip couples with a flat floor to make loading heavier items as simple as possible. There's a new 40-litre space concealed under the boot floor too, which serves to keep smaller items out of sight and not rattling around the luggage area. It also houses the tyre repair kit. You can fold the rear seats down in a 60 hours 40 minutes configuration via mechanical levers in the boot, and this leaves you with a flat load area measuring 1,446 litres outhold. Cargo hooks and a retractable tongue cover are installed as well. You've got 4 cup holders in the cabin, 2 between the front seats and another 2 in the rear armrest, along with 6 USB jacks and 2 12-volt power sockets. The door pockets each have bottle pockets, and there's a box in the central console for additional storage. Safety. Since there's a massive array of kit installed and the firm prides itself on build quality, it's fair to say we think Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer safety is exemplary. It hasn't been tested by Euro NCAP yet, but when it is we expect a top drawer performance. The only thing missing is the eyesight adaptive cruise, lane departure and automatic braking technology in the Outback, but we're expecting fitment of this at some point over the next few years. Standard on all Levorgs is a number of airbags front, side, curtain and knee, along with automatic high-beam headlights. There are ISOFIX child seat mounting points and a brake assist system which applies full braking power if the car senses you need it. Subaru Rear Vehicle Detection (SRVD) is included too, which mixes blind spot detection with cross-traffic alert, which warns you when reversing of a car about to cross behind you. Reliability. There's very little reason to be concerned about Subaru Levorg Sport Tourer reliability. The firm is able to launch all its cars with a 5-year warranty, which speaks volumes, but the reality is that it's a company known for making cars which very rarely break. They're so tough and resilient that the firm struggles to tempt customers into newer vehicles, because even 10-year-old Subarus do the job very well indeed. There haven't been any major recalls of any of the firm's products in the UK, which is another indicator that they're doing something right.
One